Chapter 6.
It seemed totally crazy. I mean, I've been in one-on-one combat to the death with 7-foot-tall Hork-Bajir warriors, and I've been shot at by Draken beams that sort of disintegrate you slowly. But I'd never been shot at with plain old everyday guns. It seemed nuts after all we'd been through. I heard something hit the sand just inches from my foot. Ah! I cried in surprise. This was real. Real. This was really happening. A rough hand grabbed me and dragged me forward. Jake. I had frozen when I'd heard the bullets so close.
They're all in the dunes,
Tobias cried.
Now's the time.
Come on, Jake snapped. He half dragged me up the side of the nearest dune, but by then I was moving fine all on my own. I was scurrying up the side of that hill, snatching at handholds of scrub grass, pistoning my feet into the sand. Over the top, we slid and rolled and ran down the far side. We were back on the beach. I stole a quick glance to the right. No lights on the beach. They were all in the dunes, looking for us. Head to the water, Jake said. Morph to fish. Jake, I panted. Trout. They're freshwater fish. This is salt water. You have a better idea? He asked. No, I said. We splashed into the boiling surf. As I ran, I pictured the fish. I remembered being the fish. I focused as much as anyone can focus with a dozen or so controllers chasing her and shooting. My feet went out from under me. They had shriveled and begun to disappear. I hit the water and got a mouthful of salty foam. I tried to keep my head above the water, but my arms were rapidly disappearing. The waves were high around me as I became smaller and smaller. My clothing billowed. The people from the sharing, the controllers, raced to the water's edge. I could see their lights, weirdly distorted as my eyes went from the air-adapted eyes of a human to the eyes of a fish. With what was left of my ears, I heard, "The tracks lead right to the water." Tom's voice. Then Chapman's.
I don't see them. They can't swim far. The current is too strong. Fan out, up and down the beach.
Do you think these are Andalite gorillas?
No. The tracks are human. Just some kids, probably. I doubt they saw anything. That fool should not have been shooting.
Sir, a new voice said, we found a pair of jeans in the surf. Look like they could be for a kid.
Any identification in them?
No, nothing.
Coincidence,
Chapman said.
Probably.
If they're human, why don't we see them out there? Tom asked. 4 sets of human tracks. No humans in the water. Is it possible? Is Visser 3 wrong? What if they're not Andalites at all? I sank beneath the water. The morph was almost complete. But as I went under, I heard Chapman laugh cruelly.
Visser 3 wrong? Maybe. But I'm not the fool who's going to try and tell him.
The morph was complete. I was a fish, less than a foot long. A trout, to be exact. Excellent broiled, fried, or grilled. The salt water was hard on my scales, and my gills were barely able to breathe.
Everyone okay?
It was Jake. Now that we had morphed, we had the same thought-speech ability as Tobias. I'm okay, I assured him. But I can barely breathe. I think we'd better be quick. I'm with Cassie, Rachel said. I feel like my scales are burning up, and my gills are on fire. Keep the shore on your left and go full speed, as long as you can stand it, Jake advised. Marco, are you with us? I asked.
Oh, sure. Where else would I be? What could possibly be more fun than running around the sand dunes getting shot at, and then jumping into the ocean and turning into a trout, who incidentally can't live in salt water? I wouldn't miss it for anything. Now can we go home and watch TV?